was in front and did work to get there and then got savaged in the lead. Western Art, I'm prepared to pot him here. I'm not saying he can't win this race, but he beat Mighty Mara last time and Mighty Mara hasn't really gone on with it. Prior to that was 6 lengths behind Valor Luster at Richmond, so yeah, obviously first 4 wise you've got to play it in there. Art Is Me's racing well, New Deal, much better performance last time, and Nui Tok Tian and Tim Williams for Steve Dolan. I suppose has got a first 4 chance because it follows out Westburn Jewel, but great race to be betting into the first 4, Mark. This pool is going to well and truly exceed 20,000 and might even be on its way to 30.
And with the amount of owners that Astro Boy and Western Art have got, they're raced by the same group of syndicate owners. You get good money about most of the others in the race. That just goes to show how much Kallenberg is thought of by the punters here. I just can't catch him. I've left him out. That's why he's not in the top 4. I just can't catch him. 250 and 220 Kallenberg. I'll stick with Western Art. I know you said Mighty Mara's form hasn't stood up all that well. He did run past him pretty nicely at Rangiora, so 7 on top. Albuquerque's to value. Back to barrier 3, and she's got gate speed. 16 and $3.90. Graham Pearson, I'm sure, will look to get a forward. It's in for second, Albuquerque. 6 Smithy and 2 Astro Boy. If the speed's on, he'll be rattling home, but he just can't afford to get too far back in a class field like this one. Whistle's gone, race 7 about to come up. First 4's at $22,800. It's about to be updated again. You'd imagine it'll go off here. Just the 10 runners. $2.40 favourite. Can do the odd thing wrong at times, Kallenberg. Western Art, Ricky May. Where's the gold cap? Johnny Cox, the white cap on, I wouldn't say the stablemate because they're not. The owner mate. And the Go Harness colours, the numbers 2 and 7. Smithy, Sandvik Star has a very good record at the Addington Raceway. 32,000 in the first 4 now. Good old-fashioned big pot coming up here. Turn back the clock a bit getting to these sort of numbers on a chilly old Friday night, where the temperature is officially into the minuses. The back's by BDO, mobile pace it is. 100 guys. Westburn Jewel, Astro Boy, Albuquerque all ready. Smithy right, gates on the bend. We're set for race 7, quaddy leg 2. Aaron Chief won the first leg. Green light, they're racing. And off the inside, Westburn Jewel was keen to lead, but Sandvik Star came out flying and is going to get over on its ear and lead. Over Westburn Jewel and pressing forward Art Is Me and also New Deal. Next is Astro Boy and getting through on the inside, Nui Tok Tien from Kallenberg, 3 wide around Albuquerque. 2 lengths to Smithy and Western Art's a length and a half away last. Sandvik Star, bit of a course specialist, leads by 2. Westburn Jewel's running second and New Deal has parked up a length and a half away third. 3 back along the inside, Nui Tok Tien. A length and a half, Art Is Me, trailed by Astro Boy, and he's in front of Albuquerque from Kallenberg Smithy. And 2 lengths away last is Western Art. Down the back, 19.50 to go, and the leader is Sandvik Star with Robbie Close. A length and a half on the trailing Westburn Jewel. 1 away third, New Deal, and 3 back along the inside, Nui Tok Tien. A length away next, Art Is Me from Astro Boy, and 2 lengths Albuquerque. 1.5 Kallenberg from Smithy and Western Art's last. And Ricky May half thought about going to the pegs. He's in 2 minds at the moment. It's back at the tail end. Sandvik Star keeps the tempo reasonably strong as they arrive at the 1,600 metre mark. And leads a length and a half over the trailing Westburn Jewel. New Deal has parked up third. 3 back along the inside, Nui Tok Tien from Art Is Me. And then came Astro Boy, 2 lengths to Albuquerque. Western Art did go to the pegs, and a length and a half Kallenberg and Smithy is last. Lead time 1:13.8, and Sandvik Star continues to run them along here and leads a length and a half Westburn Jewel. Parked up third, New Deal. Nui Tok Tien 3 back the inside from Art Is Me. Next on the pegs, Western Art from Astro Boy. 1.5 Albuquerque, and then came Kallenberg, and a length and a half away last is Smithy. The opening quartering 30.3. Past the 1,050, pardon me, and the leader is Sandvik Star by a length and a half. Second is Westburn Jewel and parked up third, New Deal. Now they take off from the back. Kallenberg and Smithy get around the field. Nui Tok Tien 3 back on the inside from Art Is Me. Astro Boy driven up to follow Smithy on the 3 wide train from Western Art and Albuquerque. Below the half mile goes Sandvik Star and leads a length on the favourite Kallenberg. 3 wide Smithy travelled up to them well. Westburn Jewel 4th the trail, New Deal 5th the middle. Astro Boy's in the prime spot for him, 3 wide and 1 back. And then came Nui Tokti and Art as Me, Western Art and Albuquerque. 30.4 the second quarter, 60.7 for the half, 4.50 to go. Sandvik Star still travels okay. Leads a length on Smithy. Kallenberg between horses under a touch of pressure. Westburn Jewel waits on the terror to love it. Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Astro Boy well within striking distance and going now from Art as Me and Nui Tokti. Third quarter, 28.7. Sandvik Star led for home and found a couple of lengths Smithy. Astro Boy's running on with Westburn Jewel and then Art as Me. Nui Tokti leader is still Sandvik Star. Half a length on Astro Boy, who's coming at him. He's got him. Astro Boy is too good for Sandvik Star. Third in goes to Nui Tokti, then Westburn Jewel Smithy, Western Art, Art as Me, Albuquerque, next in New Deal and Kallenberg is the last one home. And the winner, Astro Boy, number 2, Johnny Cox, $7.20 and $1.90. 5 Sandvik Star at $2.60. And the last quarter's in 29.3, 158.7 for the last mile. Nui Tokti getting up the inside, the 10 at $4.60. Westburn Jewel will run 4th. He's just had him in the perfect spot everywhere, Johnny Cox. And with the turn of foot the horse has, he was able to zip home right over the top of them. And as John Tapp would say, Greg, he will have a smile on him like a carpet python in a fowl house. AJ Berry from Race Images. The Met 8 has won, and the Go Harness Double the Fun Syndicate has won. There's 1,000 pictures about to be sold.
There is. Well done, mate. And I know AJ was bleating about having to go to the far lap today and back to Addington tonight. He won't be bleating so much now. You're right. Heck of a lot of photos being purchased. And a very good win from this horse. She's developed since going to Johnny Cox's barn. Johnny gets, incidentally, wins 60, equalling what he was able to achieve last season in terms of winning drives. And he's only had a handful of runners in terms of his training operation this season. This one by Ahoka, Arizona, at a Foxy filly. Win 5 at start 40, and they've run some time here. Gee, they've run about, not even broken 3:12. Get the judges' call, and see you back here for race number 8 at 4 minutes past 9.
Star and third 10 Nui Tokti. Fourth has gone to 1 Westburn Jewel, from 6 Smithy and 8 Art as Me. 2, 5, 10, 1, 6, 8. The margins 1 1/4 lengths. 1 length, half ahead. Winner's time was 3:13, a mile rate of 159.4. The last 857.6, last 429.1.
So going 3:13 there for the 2,600 metres, just shy of the 3:12. TAB Trackside 1 back at Hattrick. Race number 10 comes next, and the runner we're going to highlight's the current bookmaker's favourite. It's the second elect on the tote, that's Greater Jack, and this was the third to Nitro Mary out of the gold box. Missed the kick a wee bit there in box 5.
Trying to get handy as well around that first bend. Greater Jack pushes up between runners, gets to third. Miss Selfie's now back the inside. Just ahead of that there would have been Arcane Sabre and Allegro Max trying to get around them. Flushed right out the back here, Air Raid and Tari Zar. Forget it. Down the back they go. Nitro Mary in front. Greater Jack right on her tail. Couple of lengths away then to Graduation, pressing on. Arcane Sabre as well. Further back then to Miss Selfies, but not in it. Allegro Max next. Nitro Mary in front. Greater Jack down the outside and Graduation the inside. Nitro Mary saw it through. Good run. I think Graduation got through to second. In a photo there with Greater.
Yeah, quickly got into its work after coming out towards the tail of the field the other day. Greater Jack, and gets into box number 2 for the first time today, but has a good record from box number 1. And a good record too from box 3, so you'd expect something almost the same there from dog number 2, Greater Jack, out of the 2. At Addington, 2 Astro Boy, $7.20 and $1.90, 5 Sandvik Star, $2.60, and 10 Nui Tokti, $4.60. Quinella, $39.80, Trifecta, $950, $2.10. First 4, $6,660.50 on 2, 5, 10 and 1. Double 3 and 2, $22.20, and the concession paid $19.30. Rosso, back with you. Race number 10, competitive here in the market between Aeroplane Ritzy and Greater Jack. And yeah, that was a good effort by Greater Jack last week.
Yes, it was probably that slow beginning that just took the sting out of his finish, you'd have to think, Mark, because from where he was, you'd think he'd probably hold on for second. Even thought he might run down Nitro Mary, but because he wasn't out of the boxes that quickly and he really put on that burner to get a handy at the first bend, then maybe that just took the sting out of his tail on the finish. So I went with him again, number 2, Greater Jack. But gee, it's a competitive race, this. Dog number 4, Aeroplane Ritzy's last couple of runs have been at Manawa 2. Now, she hasn't won across there yet. I think she's better off here, and she was a Class 3 winner here over Botany Ritchie going back 3 starts. Dog 6 in the race is Air Raid. Now, ran third to Graduation at Palmerston North 3 back. Then it fell, and then last week got bashed badly at the first bend, so confidence could be low, but he's certainly capable enough. And Dog 3 Graduation did run past Greater Jack last week, so although he's had a miss at Palmy since, you'd certainly have to rate him on last week's performance. Sum of Rugs option 930, under 11.5, $1.80 and over at $1.90. I've come up with the 12 there, so I'll go over. Interesting runner off the insides of Pawazara. She's actually back to Class 2, so look out for her there. She won the Group 1 Breeders' Stakes on this track last year and broke 30 seconds in the heat and a tick over 30 in the final. With Marcy Flip these days, was with the Fahey's back then to that Group 1 success here. On CPF Class 3 and 4, first leg of the last treble, Pawazara off the inside, followed down by Graduation, where Shiraz and out in 7, Botany Ritchie, strong dog. Greater Jack, Aeroplane Ritzy. Air Raid Punch on Jamie. Round comes the bunny set. Racing, Greater Jack slow again, where Shiraz gets out well. Pawazara's there, coming across his Punch on Jamie to lead and trying to punch up. There was Air Raid round that first bend. Now there's trouble, Greater Jack's been pushed out of it, and so too Botany Ritchie. So into the back they go, and Punch on Jamie leads by 2. Pawazara for company though, about 2.5 back. Then we've got Where's Shiraz. They'd be followed through then. Punching home here would have been Aeroplane Ritzy, and they'd be followed back by Graduation. Further back in the race then, to Air Raid and Greater Jack around the corner. Punch on Jamie's in front, punching home to win. Where Shiraz gets up for second, Graduation third, then Aeroplane Ritzy. They'd be followed across by Air Raid, Greater Jack, Botany Ritchie, and Pawazara. Gee whiz, she dropped right out. Punch on Jamie at big odds here. You could get 31 late with the book. You've got less on the tote. 1 or 2 have backed it on track here, and there's a few here tonight for the midwinter Christmas, and they've tumbled outside with making some noise. Punch on Jamie found the lead from the outside. Third win tonight for the McInerney team at big odds here. Game Run, where's Shiraz. Graduation got to third, and Aeroplane Ritzy fourth. The head-on shot shows the 8 crossing them here. Air Raid is just having so much luck, bad luck getting around this bend. He was hopping into a good spot. He got on the heels of Pawazara. Got checked badly. Botany Ritchie copped some backwash. Greater Jack was in trouble. And up front, Punch on Jamie was doing the job in a 30.66. 1 1/4 by 1 by 3/4. The margins 8, 5, 3 and 4. 5.16 lead up, 18.89 second split, and the run home here has been 11.77. Punch on Jamie. Black pitch by Valicet out of Kerry Colleen. Mark Bell owns. John McInerney trains. Win 11 start 84, and the third win tonight for the McInerney team. Back to the sprints for the last 2. A Class 4 go race 11, Mark at 13 after 9.
Yeah, Class 4's plenty of time. Allegro Max, Trident, up high, going around in the first leg of the double. First leg of the quaddie on the way, coming next at Alexandra Park on races 6 through 9 tonight off the 20 metres. Al Bundy is the favourite for Zach Butcher. We're 7.5 minutes out. We'll take a break on trackside 1. When we come back, it's back to Craig the Whale Thompson. the coverage on TAB Trackside 2 of the continuation of the Queensland Carnival, the running of the Queensland Oaks, which does feature Linda Lovegrace and Fight for Glory, the two which fought out the Gold Coast Oaks, and they'll run around on Saturday night. Other races feature the likes of Bling It On, where Luke McCarthy returns to the bike after being otherwise occupied last week. That coverage out of Albion Park will be on TAB Trackside 2 with the Gold Coast Oaks and the Purdon Rasmussen team looking for some more success. Well, you can look for some more success here tonight on the punt at Alexandra Park, as we're about set to get the quaddie underway at the park with you, Craig Thompson. Obviously, first leg not too far off, final leg changing complexion, obviously, with that late scratching of Cyclone Kate.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've lost 3 out of the last mark, and that's brought that field down to 5, but gee, it's a competitive race. Duns have got a couple in there. We'll talk to John prior to that race. Geisha Girl and Return to Centre. Doesn't think there's a lot between them, but yeah, it's a very tricky race to analyse when you've got the likes of Fizzy Lizzie, who's coming in fresh. Rocker Band, disappointed last start, was very good winning the start before, and of course you've got God Forbid, who can fly the gate. So 5 runners, tricky race, but not an easy one to analyse the last leg of tonight's quaddie. Can tell you all the money's coming for 9 Al Bundy, hearing through from Sal at the racing desk, taking a couple of real significant bets here. Had a $5,000 bet on him, then a $3,000, another $2,000, so around $10,000 coming in on Al Bundy's brought his quote into $2 now on the fixed odds, $2.30 on the tote. Zach Butcher takes the drive. Very, very consistent trotting. He's won 5 from 13. Placed on 5 other occasions, and his record here at Alexandra Park, very, very good. Definite winning chance. Runner number 9, Al Bundy, here's the horse to beat. The back marker, Vulcan, is the Millionaire Trotter, trained by Roddy Butt. John Dunn takes the drive. This is what John had to say. John, you pick up a lovely drive in Vulcan, of course, a Millionaire Trotter. He starts off the back mark, but he was good last week running on for 5th.
Yeah, it's very good. Sort of the way the tempo of the race run too, like he was in the title, to run home as good as he did, so he'll benefit from that run too, and he's sort of horse that goes out there and tries hard every time, so great drive to pick up.
It is a lovely drive to pick up. Of course, Todd Mitchell drove last start. Todd drives Leanne's Boy tonight, runner number 8. John will pick up the drive on the butt-trained Vulcan. Put Al Bundy on top here. Paraded very nicely for Peter and Vaughan Blanchard, with David unfortunately injured in Waikato Hospital. Zach picks up the drive on the son of great success out of Kelly Bundy. Al Bundy on top for me. 10 Vulcan. Best value in the race. If you're playing one at each way here, $8.93. Thought it was good last week behind One Over to Moon. He was a long way back at the 8. And he just kept improving 3 wide and kept running to them at the line. 35 metres, not easy, but he's beaten far better fields than this. Vulcan in his time, he's now a rising 9-year-old. Start 108 tonight for Vulcan, the winner of over $1 million. I thought Sir George Grey ran on nicely last week, behind One Over the Moon into second. Brett Mangos takes the drive, and best of the rest, Leanne's Boy. Todd Mitchell for Paul Green. I marked them at 9, 10, 5. Sorry, 9, 10, 5 and 8. 9, 10, 5 and 8. I thought Regal Petite, getting through the parade ring, looked very well. One for longer odds. If you're playing one of your first 4s, runner number 3, Morris McHenry, reunites with the Paulette Screen trained runner. Quaddie legs 2, 3 and 4. Jet Black Shadow we highlighted last night on Thursday Under Lights with Mark Cookson is one of the hit-out hopefuls. Was very good defeating the Orange Agent last week here at Saturday's workouts. I think went 246 home and 56 and did it quite nicely. Up for Hunters Plus bonus if it can win tonight. And saying that, I wouldn't be anchoring it in the quaddie. I'd want to cover with maybe Fiery Luster and Better Be Perfect. Fiery Luster's probably got the race day fitness on its side. Went 321 last week, 2700. He's hard and he's fit and he's tough. I'm sure Scott Phelan will drive him that way. So 8, 7 and 2 would be the way I'd be playing at a race number 7. Third leg, the Almighty Johnson will be favourite here. You'll need it. Thought Mighty Sunny was probably going to win last week, but had a gallop in the passing lane. You'll need runner number 9. Terra Scover's been racing well and suited to 2,200 metres. And This Guy Rocks by Sky Valley for Alan Lynch caused an upset 2 starts ago. Last start missed away. I thought definitely include runner number 1. And maybe if you're looking for a roughie, Rocky 6 former Crandell Giddy train runner, now with Andrew Grant. Big money, runner number 10, maybe one to include. The last leg will return to sender now, will be my top tip with the scratching of Cyclone Kate. The stablemate Geisha Girl ran home in 55.7 last week behind Sevilla Patrol. Now, she's going good races. She's not a sit sprint mare. She likes to roll a bit, so she's dropping back from racing the likes of Johnny Fox, Sevilla Patrol and Goodfields tonight. I thought she's a chance of at least pushing her stablemate. So 4 and 7 in the last for me if you want to play into tonight's quaddie. And that quaddie pool now, as I just refresh the computer to see where we're at, is ticking on around about $12,000, and we're still around about a minute out from the first leg. Aaron, as I come to you, I've always been a big fan of Al Bundy. He's one of these horses that you can see in 6 months' time making his step right into the open class trotting ranks. He's not far away from doing that now.
Yeah, I think the progression continues tonight with the son of great success. He's up for a performance and incentive bonus too here to Zach Butcher to drive tonight for Peter and Vaughan. The 10 Vulcan, you've got to respect the millionaire trotter in the race. He's 35 metres behind John Dunn. 5 Sir George Grey. He's been trotting some great races here at the park in the last month or so. Brent Mangos and a horse that I've got a huge amount of time for. I'd have him in the same boat as Al Bundy, as Leanne's boy. I just feel the others will have the race fitness on him tonight, Craig, but we know how good this Morrinsville Square Gator is, Leanne's boy, and he will certainly be one to follow out of the race.
Isn't it good to see, Aaron, some of these northern trotters working their way through the ranks to just under the open class ranks, the likes of Leanne's boy, limited starts, 16 starts. Al Bundy's only had 13. And they're making their progression right through the ranks and using this as a stepping stone to bigger and brighter things. Nice field this. Our main trot of the night. Favourite will start off the 20-metre mark. Here's Aaron.
Hydroflow handicap trot, thanks Craig. And starter Frank Phelan about to hit the lever. He does so. The barrier strands release. They're off. Vulcan from its back mark safely away. Al Bundy's on the journey nicely. Charlemagne was astride slow. We'll get back to second last in the rush for positions as they trot to the end of the back straight. And Son of Lindenny, Mark Jones to take up the early running over Moment of Truth. 3 or 4 lengths, Regal Petite, Al Bundy working up on the outside there now of as they trot across the top, Leanne's boy. Back on the inside then to Barry. They're followed by Sir George Grey, Charlemagne, and Vulcan will be the last as they come off the showgrounds bend and work down the lane. Son of Lindenny and the Jones boy away by 2. Over the old boy, Moment of Truth. Peter Ferguson has the rising 13-year-old in the trail. It was a good winner last week too, Moment of Truth. Third is the Breeders' winner, Regal Petite, Morris McHenry, with Al Bundy striding up on the outside park for Zach Butcher. Leanne's boy and the Wizard Todd Mitchell 1-1. Barry 4 back on the inside for Todd McFarlane as they trot on to the stables corner. Sir George Grey and Brent Mangos third last around Charlemagne and Philip Butcher. And Vulcan and John Dunn back last and a dozen lengths off Son of Lindenny. 1800 left to go in our feature trot. The Hydroflow handicap. Into the back they go. And Son of Lindenny getting along freely in front. Over Moment of Truth, 2 lengths, Regal Petite. Al Bundy obliged to sit parked around Barry. 1-1, Leanne's boy. Charlemagne, Sir George Grey and the Millionaire Square Gator back last. Vulcan, lead time, 128.4. Son of Lindenny to the end of the back straight, a length and a half, Moment of Truth, as that gorgeous run in the trail. Al Bundy inching forward up on the outside, third and parked around Regal Petite. Leanne's boy fresh up tonight, says a perfect trip on the back of the favourite in the 1-1. Back on the inside then to Barry, Sir George Grey. He's back third last around Charlemagne, and Vulcan still last in the running line as they swing into the lane. And the opening quarter, 32.1. Hydroflow handicap trot. They work down to the judge, and Son of Lindenny, the son of Sundon, leads a length and a half. Moment of Truth, the trailer, and Al Bundy sitting park. Vulcan starts his run from the rear. He comes up strongly out 3 wide for John around Leanne's boy. Regal Petite 3 back on the inside, stables corner final time. Sir George Grey well back now with Barry and Charlemagne. Son of Lindenny's been in front every stride of the way, a length and a half. Moment of Truth. Vulcan trying to get around Al Bundy, who kicks up in the centre in the 1-1. 1, Leanne's Boy, Regal Petite, Sir George Grey, Barry and Charlemagne, 31 and 1 the second quarter through the back. Son of Lindenny leads a length. Up on the outside, El Bundy, 3 out is Vulcan. Moment of Truth will wait the passing lane. Leanne's Boys had beautiful 1-1 cover throughout. Sir George Grey gets up out 3 wide now on the back of Vulcan. Back on the inside, Regal Petite. They're followed by Barry and Charlemagne the last. Back straight quarter in 28.7. Son of Lindenny with El Bundy right there. Leanne's Boy comes out of the 1-1. Sir George Grey around the outside. Then Moment of Truth. Vulcan's gone. Homeward bound. Son of Lindenny pinches a length and a half. Moment of Truth. El Bundy. Leanne's Boy. Regal Petite deep on the passing lane. Sir George Grey. And here's Charlemagne storming home. Son of Lindenny. Moment of Truth. On the inside, Regal Petite. Moment of Truth. Will he go back to back? You bet he will. He'll be a teenager in less than a month, and he's gone back to back. Moment of Truth over Regal Petite. Son of Lindenny. Leanne's Boy. Cracking run fourth. Get him in the black book. They were followed then by Barry, Charlemagne. El Bundy didn't come on. Sir George Grey. Vulcan was the first beat. The last in 3:30.6. Home in 30 and 58.7 the last half. Moment of Truth. The 12-year-old by Sundon come 1st of August. He'll be 13. And that's his 25th victory tonight too. Great training performance, Lisa Milner, to keep him going. And he goes back to back. Fergie doing the driving tonight. Well, the Breeders' winner gets through on the inside. Regal Petite, she'll get home for second for the Magic Man, Morris McKendry. And that'll put plenty of value into Quinella's trifecta's first 4. Son of Lindenny, a nice run in for third. And certainly Leanne's Boy, the one we'll take out of the race with a nice sit in the 1-1. He's found the line quite strongly there in a photo for a fourth. And the Hydroflow handicap trot, the rising 13-year-old Moment of Truth, goes back to back under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park.
Official placings, race 6, the Hydroflow handicap trot. 134867. 134867. Horse 1, Moment of Truth, trotted the 2,700 metres from a stand in 3:30.57. Mile rate of 25.5. Last 858.8. 430. The margins are half neck, 2 3/4 lengths. 134867. Race 6, Hydroflow handicap trot.
Moment of Truth to come back at the head of the field, raced by Lisa Milner. Lisa trains at Kearmew. Peter Ferguson to come back at the head of the field. A 12-year-old bay gelding by Sundon out of Now's the Moment. Raced by H.C.J. Webber, I should say bred by H.C.J. Webber, G.J. Moffat and A.J. Charleston. And the pride and joy for Lisa Milner. She's doing a great job with the old boy. There's still plenty of youth left in those near 13-year-old legs. Moment of Truth, win 25 tonight. Not too many horses in New Zealand will win 25 races. Here's one that has Moment of Truth at start 157. Dean Palmer down there, part of the victory celebrations for Hydroflow. Auckland Trotting Club steward and life member Murray Goldsworthy also down there in attendance. 3 Regal Petite, Majestic Sun, 6-year-old Bay Mare at a Petite's Pride for second, raced by WA and Mrs. P.S. Screen. Paulette's Green trained at Pookie. Morris McKendry, 4 Son of Lindenny in for third. The Sundon 5-year-old Bay Gelding out of Yankee Deirdre for the Butterworth Racing Syndicate. Mark Jones, the trainer-driver out of Burnham. 1 Moment of Truth, 16.70 and 3.40, 16.70 and 3.40. 3 Regal Petite, $6.10, 6.10. 4 Son of Lindenny, $2.10, 2.10. Quinella, 135.80, 135.80. Just note the siren has sounded, so just hold all tickets as we await for information on the inquiry. 135.80 the Quinella trifecta, $1,922.10. $1,922.10 in the first 4, $6,043.80, $6,043.80 provisionally at this stage, $3,263 jackpotting through to the first 4, race 7. 441 the treble, $683.90, $683 at 90. Once we get information on what the inquiry surrounds, we'll certainly bring it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, the inquiry surrounds the winner. The inquiry surrounds the winner, number 1, Moment of Truth. So please note the inquiry does surround the winner, number 1, Moment of Truth.
To see you down here, best of luck. Cheers, mate. That's Aaron Bidlake. Phone's ringing. Hello there. No, they've gone. So there you go, Gregory. Hot off the press, Eric the Viking. Eat your heart out, Bensley.
You're a talented man. Thanks for that, Aaron. Nice to get an update too. And we hope he is in tip-top order for his defence of the National, because he certainly was one of the great draw cards almost a year ago. Mark, what about this race here?
Yeah, with Starsky's Dream here, Greg. Dexter's got the white cap on. White cap Dexter with Starsky's Dream, and Tim Williams the black cap on the stablemate Match Point. Could have had 3 in the race, Graham Anderson, but Highview Anvil's not only scratched and was also claimed a couple of runs ago. Uncle Ben's ready, some art and somewhere. He's one of these can't lose tonight, because no matter what happens, he gets the Met multiplier. The 7.5 large jumps in for some art and somewhere. Pay Me Art, Match Point. Cyclone Kiwi, Starsky's Dream, and Change Time. Just a field of 7 for the 8th. And a rare no carry forward in the first 4 after the field in the previous got up to $40,000. Gate to the back. Short course racing for the last 2. They're set to run. Just about there. Green light. And they're racing. Speed from Match Point out of the 4 gate. Some art and somewhere went away well, and Cyclone Kiwi racing handy. Uncle Ben's going to scoot through inside of that pair and keep them wide and wider again. Starsky's Dream, and it's going forward quickly. Pay Me Art second last, and Change Time's a length and a half away last. Purple and white hoop spots 1 and 2 here, as getting down to the inside, Starsky's Dream crossed over in front of Match Point. 1 away third, Some Art and Somewhere parked, and Uncle Ben 3 back the inside. Pay Me Art fifth the running line, and a length and a half Cyclone Kiwi. Change Time whips them in. The lead time 24 seconds. And the leader Starsky's Dream with Dexter done by a length and a half on Match Point, the stablemate trailing. Park Some Art and Somewhere. 1-1 Pay Me Art. 3 back the inside as Uncle Ben from Cyclone Kiwi. And a length and a half to Change Time, who whips them in. To the winning post with a round to go. Starsky's Dream, very much an informed pacer, leads half a length. Some Art and Somewhere is parked up running second, and third over on the leader's back as Match Point. 1-1 Pay Me Art fresh up. 3 back the inside, the Southerner, Uncle Ben from Cyclone Kiwi. And Change Time is last. 30.7 the first quarter, 9.50 to go. And turning to the back at Starsky's Dream, out by a neck over the familiar high head carriage of Some Art and Somewhere, and third Match Point. From the back, Change Time, 3 wide zipping forward. Pay Me Art fifth the middle. Cyclone Kiwis back to second last, and last next to the inside is Uncle Ben. They have around 700 metres to go, and Change Time works up to the chair now outside of Starsky's Dream. Back to the 1-1 spot, Some Art and Somewhere. 3 wide Cyclone Kiwi. Match Point waits on the terror to love it. Pine Leaf Farm passing lane from Pay Me Art and Uncle Ben. Second quarter 30.7, 61 for the half. The third will be a stack quicker. They're low flying. Starsky's Dream leads by a head. On the outside, Change Time, and 3 wide Cyclone Kiwi. Match Point tapped up in the trail from Some Art and Somewhere. Pay Me Art and Uncle Ben. 28.6 the third. Leader is Starsky's Dream, a length and a half on the stablemate. Match Point getting through, and then Change Time. Starsky's Dream Dream leads. Match Point's half a length away from Uncle Ben, following it through. Starsky's Dream in front. Uncle Ben getting to second, but Starsky's Dream is too good for Uncle Ben. Match Point third, Change Time fourth, Pay Me Art fifth, and then Cyclone Kiwi and Some Art and Somewhere. 7 Starsky's Dream, 7.14. Dexter Dunn is going to pay $2.160. Gee, Uncle Ben's back in good form at $4.10. That's good to see too. He was super at Forbury beating Rory Mack, and then he was down the track behind Match Point, but he was right back to his best tonight. 28.3 the last quarter, 158.3 for the last mile. They were scooting down the back, and Match Point, who followed the stablemate, got back to the passing lane and was passed by Uncle Ben. A nice horse this one, 4-year-old by Mark 3, 9 from 25, and he just keeps on trucking on his winning way.
Yeah, really good performance tonight. Summed it up beautifully early, did Dexter Dunn. Knew the speed was going to come from Match Point, was able to work around, change times, put pressure into the race. She's gone fantastic, really, when you consider the last mile on 158.3, and she's just continued to work throughout it. Match Point's been game, Uncle Ben, so an all-southern trifecta here. In race number 8. But the plaudits go with Starsky's Dream. He's won 3 of his last 4 and now 9 from 25. Congratulations to Graham Anderson, who's done the business here with Dexter Dunn once again.
Second, 1 Uncle Ben, and third, 4 Match Point. Fourth has gone to 8 Change Time, from 3 Pay Me Art and 6 Cyclone Kiwi. 7, 1, 4, 8, 3, 6. The margins are neck, 1 length, 1 1/4 lengths, a neck. The winner's time was 2:22.4, a mile rate of 1:57.5. The last 856.5, last 428.1.
Starsky's Dream successful in race number 8 tonight. The Fahey Fence Hire was a really good race too. Starsky's Dream, and continues the Graham Anderson run. With his particular stable runners, including Starsky's Dream. The 8th tonight is, or the 9th race tonight, the last at 9:34. So that'll wrap up the Addington program. We'll head to Hattrick and take a look at race number 11, and the runner will highlight his Plenty of Time. It's dog number 7. It's coming off a third at the Manawa 2 earlier on this week on Monday, drawn the 3.
Racing Blue and Curly up pretty well. Unlikely Attack on the journey quickly to Opawa Shadens in that early hunt. All there's trouble. Unlikely Attack's gone back through the field, and Blue and Curly's been left 3 lengths in front as Serena Rose came across to second. Chasing hard the inside then to Opawa Shaden. Just beside that then Plenty of Time. But wider on the track there we've got Boston Strike, Lagoon Coochie on the level, well back down they come. Blue and Curly will score from Serena Rose. Third to go by Plenty of Time for an Ahern trifecta here.
So that was Plenty of Time in that third placing earlier on this week. Nice performance to come home really late and pick up that place, and is backing up here tonight. Plenty of Time at start number 35. Draws box number 3. It's at 260 fixed, 390 on the tote. As we take in this Addington result, we've got information from Alexandra Park that there was no change to placings. There was an inquiry, and it was into whether the winner crossed a certain amount of marker pegs. Obviously you have to cross a certain number for things to change. Moment of Truth, it was determined, did not do that, so no change to placings in the previous at Alexandra Park, causing the delay in payout. At Addington, 7, 1, 4 and 8, Starsky's Dream, $2.160, Uncle Ben, $4.10, Match Point, no third. Quinella, $11.70, Trifecta, $60, and the first 4, $175.40 on 7, 1, 4 and 8. And once again, as they've crossed the line at Alexandra Park, we've got the paying signal there. No change to placings the previous. Rosso, the favourite here in race number 11 on the program, is Corborn Midget number 3, and I think I said Plenty of Time was the favourite. Plenty of Time's back there at 5, so your thoughts here, the 11th?
Pretty even market on the tote, isn't it, Mark, with just the $12 shot Aldonza, who's run 6 consecutive lasts after running third in a Galaxy heat at Addington. Got another new trainer tonight, Aldonza. It's been around. Ian George now has Aldonza. Option 931, Sum of Rugs, under 11.5, 205, 12 and 13, 420, over 13.5 at $2.40. What have I come up with for my top 3 here? 11, but then the next one I've got is the 1. And the one after that, the 7, who's certainly a chance in an open affair. I did go with Corborn Midget. She downgrades. She's small. She's a confidence runner. She was a winner 4 back. She drops out of Class 5. I think she can beat out the dogs around her and give herself a good crack at the win here for Matt Roberts. She's got a couple in the race. And the second of those is the 6 Opar with Shaden, dog in the green rug. And she has been racing with real purpose of late. Won a Class 3 from box number 5. Chased home Grand Allegro here last week. And the run in that race we just saw for 4th behind Blue and Curly was solid enough, even though Plenty of Time did beat it home. You shake him up and shot Nathan Udy. He's got a couple in here. It and Trident. Put Trident in for 3rd, dog number 2. Dropped back to a sprint last week and ran a bold race too. Was 3rd behind Winning Is Easy. It was a neck and nose. And Winning Is Easy came out and ran 3rd tonight in Class 5 company. So it was solid form around Trident. It's drawn in a wee bit close to the rail and does tend to win from out wider Trident, but nonetheless capable here, particularly on last week's run. And the one dog, Allegro Max, very interesting runner because he's having his first ever sprint at start 41, but he's from the Collision Hi-Fi Allegro litter that provided 3 of the winners of the 6 heats of the New Zealand Racing Series, and one of those was Smash Allegro having just his 2nd sprint start, and this dog Allegro Max gets a good opportunity off at the inside. To the Traps race 11, we're going to be Chronicle Class 4 sprint. Allegro Max from the litter of the night off the inside. Followed up by Corborn Midget in 3, Gold Rug up high. And out in box 7, Plenty of Time. Second line here, Trident, Shake Him Up, the Udy pair. Followed up by Power Shaden and Aldonza the outside, looking to shake that run of 8s. Corborn Midget, 280 on the tote. See how she goes tonight. She's in the white rug set. Racing Corborn Midget steps pretty well. Very slow was Plenty of Time. Corborn Midget trying to cross, pushing hard the inside would have been Allegro Max. They'd be followed then up and around the outside with good strides was Trident. Trying to follow them through there. Then would have been Plenty of Times made up ground. Aldonza back with them as they swing the corner. Up comes Corborn Midgets in nicely from Allegro Max. 3rd to go by Plenty of Time. 4th over them was Trident. The others came in another division. Opar Shaden was back with them. Followed in there by Shake Him Up. And also well back was Up High when they crossed. Corborn Midget downgrades, delivers immediately in a 17.68 with a run home of 10.66. 3, 1, 7 and 2. 7 missed the start by a mile, but managed to run up between runners. It's done a pretty good job after that. Corborn Midget just had to cross Allegro Max and he was trying to hold her out. So we have a look at the head-on shot and she was trying to cross. And he's a big dog and she's a small girl and she's managed to get there in time. And just back in behind them here, you can see the 7's well out of it, but as the others fanned out wide, got a lovely run through on the inside to still get up and run 3rd. Let's check some other details on the board. 17.68 as mentioned. It was half a length at the line by 1 1/4 by 1. And lead up time 7.02. Number 3, Corborn Midget for Matt Roberts. Stu Dickinson owns. She is by Oaks Road out of Asterix, and that's her 12th win at start number 36. 7.02, 10.66. 17.68. That wraps the 11th, 12th and last Pala Mountain Scientific Nutrition Class 3 Sprint. 8 and 10 come out, 9 empty bank goes into box number 8, and we're underway at 9:42.
And that'll wrap up the program from Hat-Trick tonight here on Trackside 1, Channel 62. Friday night continues. Midwinter Christmas parties continue too at Alexandra Park. Race 7 comes next for us, and one of the hit-out hopefuls from last night. We had 2 hit-out hopefuls. We've got the Whale Watch going around at Addington in the last, but this one, Jet Black Shadow, $2.80 with the bookmakers, has been backed there. 6.5 minutes out, back with Craig Thompson on the other side of this.
Welcome back to Alexandra Park, 9:17. Trackside 1 up to the 7th here at the park tonight. Good betting race this. Bottom 3 in the book, that's where the money is. 8 Jet Black Shadow, 280 the book, but he's not favoured on the tote. He's 390. Zax Patrol, 380. Mark Jones had a big night, 350 on the tote. And Fiery Luster, I thought it's been in wonderful form in the last 3 or 4 weeks. This horse, 320 the book, 380 the tote. One of the roughies in the race is number 3, Barabbas. His driver, Josh Dickey. Josh, not many maidens go 242, but Barabbas did that 2 starts ago. He stepped out of the maidens into the C1s last start. What did you make of the run?
Yeah, look, I was actually impressed with the run. Just didn't quite suit him. They went quite hard in that race, and he sort of ended up finishing right on their backs. And just the way it was run, it didn't suit him. It's a tricky draw tonight. He's drawn handy, but there's some really quick gate speed out wide, and it's Fiery Luster and even Jet Black Shadow. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens early. But I think if he can do it as good as when he won as maiden, he could be right there.
Barabbas, quite a tough horse by Ahoka, Arizona, this one. 13 starts, one win and a couple of placings. That win was 2 starts ago and was very good. 2,700, I don't think it'll be a problem with him tonight. Of course, it is a front row, no second row here, so tricky race for the favourites, drawn out at 6, 7 and 8. I thought the best roughie in the race is 2 Better Be Perfect. Was at $8 a minute ago. $10 on the book, $6.70 on the tote. The run last start was good. That was in that Fiery Luster race and was running on strongly. Tony Hurley, he back on board tonight. Former Southerner, now with the Butterworth Racing Syndicate, and downgraded from last week from Class 2 to Class 1. Gets a nice draw here, and as I say, no second row. Should posse up on the marker pegs here, and I thought he's a really good chance of running a place at least. Number 2, Better Be Perfect. I put 8 Jet Black Shadow on the back of a nice workout last week, 7 Fiery Luster, 6 Zax Patrol, and 2 Better Be Perfect. 8, 7, 6 and 2. Aaron's with Jet Black Shadow, Zax Patrol and Fiery Luster in race number 7 as well. We'll get the result from the Wanganui Dogs, race number 11. Corborn Midget, 271.50. Allegro Max, 210. Plenty of time, 170. 3, 1 and 7. Quinella, 1 and 3, $7. Trifecta, 317, 52.30. 317, 2, first 4, $133. Neat. Race 11 on meeting number 9 tonight. It's been a really good card at the park tonight. It's been very competitive racing. Earlier on the program, we saw in race number 2 tonight, Miss Daisy come from back in the field to win. She was very impressive, taking out the 2nd, the 3rd tonight. The Trot was taken out by the Mark Jones trained Kowai Monarch. Race number 4 for the maidens. Good win by Majestic John after getting the run of the race in the trail. Got up the passing lane to win for John and Josh Dickey. The 5th tonight, the Golden Girls. Good to see Charleston Bell back in winning form for James Stormont. Set them up in front, and it was quite an easy winner over Culinary Delight. The feature Trot tonight taken out by the old boy. Moment of Truth. Start 157 tonight. As I say, it was a $6,000 claimer. Peter Ferguson in the car tonight and survived an inquiry to get the money in race number 6 and beat Regal Petite and Son of Lindini. They're back in a few in race number 7 tonight, I can tell you. Different bets, different horses. Started off with Fiery Luster. A couple of significant bets on him. 1,500 at 380 and another 1,500 at 340. And then we've had a $5,000 bet on Jet Black Shadow at 280 and a $2,000 bet on Jet Black Shadow at $2.80 as well, and $1,000 on Better Be Perfect. So playing runners 8, 7 and 2. The punters in race number 7 as Nicky Chilcott just adjusts a little bit of gear on the Son of Jeremy's Jet. This one owned by Don't Tell the Missus Syndicate. Cliff Thomas is in that syndicate along with, of course, Scribe Barry Lichter. Of course, Cliffy Thomas, he's been a long time owner for the Nicky Chilcott team and puts a lot into the harness game, so we wish you all the best, Cliff, with Jet Black Shadow tonight. He's up for a harness plus bonus if he can win. Other ones that are up for a bonus as well, Zax Patrol and Bourbon Street. 2,700 metres, race number 7 tonight, second leg of the quaddie, first leg taken out by Moment of Truth. Aaron, this is going to be a good field. Jet Black Shadow beat the Orange Agent here on Saturday. That's pretty good form.
It's a good workout win. He's a nice type too, Jet Black Shadow, the Jeremy's Jet gelding. Well, before he went to the spelling paddock, he put in that cracking run over the 2,700 metres here where he was sat 3 wide, no cover. They went a sub 2 minute mile rate and he was still too strong for them. He's a nice horse. He's on top for me, Jet Black Shadow. Zax Patrol, he's been doing a great job since coming north. He was a winner over the 2,700 metres in his first look here at the park, beating home Flying Loose. Then ran home strongly for second and behind Fiery Luster last time. 7 Fiery Luster, he's another good advocate over the 2,700 metres. He showed that with his victory, giving Joe Mocker his first winning success last Friday night. Scotty Phelan to do the driving here, and Better Be Perfect, plenty to like about its first look under the ribbon of light here at Alexandra Park when finishing home strongly in the Fiery Luster race. And better drawn here tonight, and Tony Hurley to take the driving. 8-6-7-2 should be a cracking race, first leg of the final trip.
Thanks, Aaron. Yes, first leg of the last treble here at Alexandra Park. The Wooden Stud Mobile Pace. Favourite will start from the outside of the gate in the Tangerine with the white star. Jet Black Shadow. Here's Aaron's call on the 7.
To be perfect and Speak Up's drawn down on the inside. Thanks, Craig. Race 7, first leg of the final trip. Woodland Stud Mobile Pace. The home of record-breaking, history-making stallions, including Super Sire, Better's Delights. Into the back they go, 2,700. Woodland Stud, green light on, they're off. Fiery Luster comes out strongly. Better Be Perfect out of barrier 2 comes out too secure. What will be the early trail as Fiery Luster goes off to get the early lead. Barabbas to sit parked around Speak Up. They're followed by Bourbon Street. No Way Else back to third last. Second last Zax Patrol. And Nicky takes Jet Black Shadow off the arm. Back to last as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Their first occasion. Fiery Luster, nice winner this trip last week. Leads along by 2 from Better Be Perfect. The Iceman will secure the nice run in the trail. Barabbas and Joshua Dickey sitting parked around Speak Up and Craig Sharp, who's 3 back on the inside. And the 1-1 is Bourbon Street and Salish Abernathy as they work through the lane. Back third last is No Way Else and Phil Butcher. Second last Zax Patrol and the Jones boy Mark Jones. And last is Jet Black Shadow. So they pace on to the stables corner and Fiery Luster comfortable in front. The son of Red River Hanover. A length and a half over Better Be Perfect in the trail, and Barabbas still obliged to sit parked third. Speak Up fourth and 3 back on the marker line. In the 1-1 is Bourbon Street. No Way Else on its back, and turn Zax Patrol has the back of No Way Else, and Jet Black Shadow being patiently handled. Back last. Through the back they go in the Woodland Stud Mobile Pace. And Fiery Luster leads from Barabbas the outside of Better Be Perfect. 1-1 Bourbon Street around Speak Up. Now the moves come from the back. No Way Else, Zax Patrol, and also Jet Black Shadow. They all get onto the 3 wide line. 1:24 the lead time as they work off the back and they come across the showgrounds turn again. Fiery Luster leads from now No Way Else sitting park. Zax Patrol about to get around it, and Jet Black Shadow on the back of Zax Patrol out 3. Better Be Perfect in the meantime's had the perfect run in the trail. Barabbas now shuffled up to third last. Speak Up 3 back against the marker line, and Bourbon Street last opening quarter 30.7. Through the straight Fiery Luster, Jet Black Shadow gets up to its wheel now on the outside. What will Nicky do? Press for the lead or just sit park? She's happy to sit park with Jet Black Shadow. Better Be Perfect trailing. Zax Patrol now 1-1. No Way Else on the back of Zax Patrol. Speak Up 3 back on the inside. Barabbas second last, and Bourbon Street and Salish Abernathy whip them in. 800 metres left to go. Fiery Luster cuts out the second quarter 29.5. A good quarter with a bit of action through it. Up on the outside then to Jet Black Shadow trailing Better Be Perfect. Zax Patrol, Mark Jones in the 1-1. He's got a handful of horse too with Zax Patrol. There followed No Way Else, Speak Up, Barabbas, and back last Bourbon Street. 500 left to go. End of the back straight coming up. Fiery Luster off the back over Jet Black Shadow. Better Be Perfect just not holding the leaders back as they get to the 400. Then Zax Patrol and No Way Else. Bourbon Street around Barabbas and Speak Up. 29 the quarter down the back. So come for home. Fiery Luster going. Great guns for Scotty. Jet Black Shadow. Zax Patrol produced out of the 1-1, but he's found nothing. Better Be Perfect the inside. inside. No Way Else, Bourbon Street. Fiery Luster, 120 to go. Well, he's all fired up and he's racing away. He's 5 in front. Fiery Luster, most impressive, back to back. Jet Black Shadow second. No Way Else for third. Fourth Better Be Perfect. Bourbon Street, Zach's Patrol. Well, the Jones boys seem to have a handful of him down the back straight. He's found nothing in the home straight. They were followed Speak Up and Barabbas. 321.9, 28.5, 57.5 was the last half. Joe Mocker got his first winner on this horse last week. Scotty Phelan takes the reins. Dominant victory off the arm to the lead. He was comfortable bowling along in front. The Ivan Court-owned Red River Hanover 6-year-old goes back to back. How many lengths? 6 lengths, I'd say, in the end. Jet Black Shadow, he'll only improve out of the race. No Way Else closes the race off strongly to pick up third, and Better Be Perfect to make up the first 4. Fiery Luster, though, goes back to back. Scotty Phelan for the Telfer Garlic team.
Official placings, race 7, the Woodland Stud, Mobile Pace, 785, 246, 785, 246. Horse 7, Fiery Luster, pace the 2,700 metres in 322.04. Mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.3. Last 857.5, the 428.5. The margin 7 1/4 lengths, a half head, a half length. 785, 246, race 7, the Woodland Stud, Mobile Pace.
Goes back to back in fine style. Fiery Luster, prepared by Steve Telfer and Chris Garlick at Papakura. Scotty Phelan doing the driving for owner breeder Ivan Court. Red River Hanover 6-year-old bay gelding out of Holmes Luster. Career wins 6 tonight at start 70. Fiery Luster too strong in the Woodland Stud. Mobile Pace, 8 Jet Black Shadow for second. Jeremy's Jet Home in the shade. Brown 4-year-old gelding raced by BM Lictor. WL Alley, CG Thomas, Mrs. A. Y Ringer along with the Don't Tell the Mrs. Syndicate and GD Burkett. Nicky Chilcott trained at Cambridge. Nicky did the driving. And No Way Else was third. The Elsu Never No Way black 4-year-old gelding for the Piercy's TK and Mrs. AA. Arna Donnelly, the trainer, Cambridge. Philip Butcher. Down there, part of the victory celebrations for the win of Fiery Luster was Auckland Trotting Club steward Gordon Robertson. Totes, we'll see, number 7, Fiery Luster return, $3.80 and $1.30, $3.80 and $1.30. 8 Jet Black Shadow, $1.50, $1.50 and 5 No Way Else at $2.80 to $80. Quinella, $4.80, $4.80. Trifecta, $85.80, $85.80. And the first 4, $310.30, $310.30. Double 1 and 7, $33.40, $33.40. 1 and 8 concession, $24.10, $24.10.
give it some sort of hope too. Highview Saddler, it's not the worst here. 3-year-old by Better's Delight, who's trialled up okay. Terry Schmiel takes the reins tonight. But there's two horses dominating the market on the tote, or they dominate in the end. Let's get to Mark McNamara and get his thoughts. Just spoke to your man Aaron Bidlake. He said next time you're talking to that little bloke with the rather large voice, which is you want to go to Castle Point and try and call the races there, because that's what he does, and he reckons it's twice as hard as your gig.
Out of the back of the caravan, he was talking about that. It sounds like a great day, the Castle Point Beach races.
Well, there you go. There's something to put on the bucket list.
5,000 people they get there. I wonder if I can go along as an intrepid reporter for work, saying I've got Bensley's job down pat now.
Intrepid, oh, I love it. Love it. Good contest this one, Mark, the last.
It'll be running. Guess what the temperature is out there? This is courtesy of Met Service.
Yeah, good friends at the Met Service. I did note earlier when you said, oh, we're into the negatives, you were correct. It was about 0.6 at that stage, but where are we at now?
Yeah, minus 1.5. It's actually gone up in the last 15 minutes. It got to minus 2 and then it's gone up to 1.5.
Oh, mate. What about tomorrow? The poor people trying to work their horses on the track. I spoke to Ken Barron. He said, I think we might leave the curtain shut a bit longer tomorrow and start about 9. I said, you'll be lucky. It'll still be frozen then.
Oh, Timaroo was frozen there. They put them back and 11 o'clock start. Gee, it's been a cold winter, hasn't it?
It has been. In the next 3 days, it's not going to get any better, unfortunately. But, yes. To the last, Mark, the United Video Mobile.
Yep, I'll go with AFL, but I'm not as confident as I was at the start of the night to beat 8, 7 and 6, and the gate's on its way. 4, as you said, the United Video Mobile. And they're coming up onto the arm. 170 AFL, 380 the Lions, Raw 720 Curlymore. 1950, back here on Thursday night. Spectators will be nice and warm down there right now. It'll be the place to be. It'll be open for a while yet too. It'll be open Thursday night also. Simply Fun drawn the inside, Miss Judgeford. This is Jeremy Anderson's last drive before the big OE. So we wish him well on his future endeavours. He drives a man he's had a close association with, Marty Larder. He was known as Marty Larder Jr. there for a while. Ready for the final race. Racing now. Inside 4 away fast, outside 4 all went back. Curlymore's keen to lead, through in the middle of Sandblown and Simply Fun on the inside. Miss Judgeford 4th and 3 wide as AFL. A length and a half Highview Saddler from Ballymore Boy, and taken back to last as the Lions Roar. The leader is Curlymore and the margin's 2 lengths over Simply Fun and 2 away third Sandblown. 2.5 lengths to AFL Racing parked in front of Highview Saddler. Next to the inside, Miss Judgeford, and a further length and a half away is Ballymore Boy. And last of all is the Lions Roar. The lead time 24.3, and into the straight the first time. The leader is Curlymore with Nigel McGrath by a length and a half over the trailing Simply Fun. Running third, Sam Blowen and AFL Racing parked on the outside of Miss Judgeford. Highview Saddler's next, and then came Ballymore Boy. And a length and a half to the Lions Roar. Short of a round to go now. And the leader is Curlymore. The margin is 2 lengths. Simply Fun's running second. Sandblowen 3 back the inside of AFL. And then Highview Saddler around Miss Judgeford and 3 wide Ballymore Boy. The Lions Roar whips them in. Opening quarter in 30.7, and Curlymore second up from a break. Leads a length and a half over Simply Fun. 3 wide from the back. Ballymore Boys come around the field, and AFL's now 1-1. 3 back along the pegs is Sandblowen, and a length away is Highview Saddler. On the pegs, 4 back as Miss Judgeford, and the Lions Roar is last. And just be keen to roll a bit too. 700 to go. Curlymore leads by a length and a quarter. Second, Ballymore Boy. Simply Fun third. There's only been that one change the entire. That was the mid-race move from Ballymore Boy. AFL 1-1. 3 back along the inside, Sandblowen from Highview Saddler, Miss Judgeford and the Lions Roar. Second quarter, 31.6, 62.3 for the half, 4.50 to go. And Curlymore still leads half a length on Ballymore Boy. A length and a half to AFL, coming 4 wide, the Lions Roar with a rattling run. And then came Simply Fun and Highview Saddler, the third quarter in 30.7. And the leader is Curlymore. The Lions Roar coming after it from AFL, who's a further length and a half away, looking to rally late. Curlymore out wide, the Lions Roar. AFL through in the middle. Leader is the Lions Roar. AFL's a neck away. The Lions Roar kicking. He's going to crack it for a win. Yep. The Lions Roar won it half ahead on AFL. Third in Curlymore and fourth in Highview Saddler. Next to go by is Ballymore Boy from Miss Judgeford, and Simply Fun and Sand blowing to the last two. It's all about unlucky 13 tonight. Steve Davis would be just over the moon with this. Espresso Martini getting some luck from barrier 13. The Lions Roar at start 13, $3.30 and $1.20. AFL second at $1.20. That's missed by a head. Curlymore runs third, number 4 at 160. 27.8 the last quarter. He's looped the field from a mile back. 2 minutes, 0.8 the last mile. Thanks to Al for all of the clocking here tonight. Deserved win. Dexter Dunn and David Mitchell combined with the Lions Roar. Oh, stat me up, Steve. He wouldn't be able to go to bed for about another hour if he's seen all of this happening here tonight. Greg.
No, you're not wrong. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for your calls tonight, and a really good run. He had sustained it for a heck of a long way here. The Lions Roar by Safari out of Catherine Zeta, raced by G. Chin. You've been waiting for this a long time, and tonight it is start 13, and Dexter Dunn sitting in the bike grabs another win on the Premiership. Curlymore, he's got a much better race tonight. He was rolling in front, but he's been rounded up by the Lions Roar, and AFL's gone a terrific race on debut too. It's clearly going to win its share. We await the judges' call to come through on the final race here at Addington tonight, and right on cue, here's Mark Gallagher.
Lions Roar, second 5 AFL, and third 4 Curlymore. Fourth has gone to number 6 Highview Saddler from 7 Ballymore Boy and 2 Miss Judgeford. 8, 5, 4, 6, 7, 2. The margins ahead. 3 lengths, 3.5 lengths, 2.5 lengths. The winner's time was 2:25.1, a mile rate of 1:59.7. The last 858.1, last 427.6, and good night from the judges' box.
And thank you to Mark Gallagher. Dexter Dunn grabs a double here tonight. Of course, Blair Orange doing the same, and another very good night. And of course, Johnny Cox grabbed a double too. Out of the 9 races, 6 being divided by those 3 drivers, and Blair Orange to win the Drivers' Challenge. That completes the racing action here from Addington tonight. Of course, don't forget, next week, next Thursday night, Mark, we will be here at Harness Headquarters with, of course, the rugby test match between the All Blacks and Argentina on the Friday night, and the junior drivers will be here in their numbers because it is the national title goes on the line next Thursday. Good evening to you all.
And to you as well, Greg. You're looking forward to that next Thursday night. It's going to be quite competitive amongst the juniors if the Darren De Philippi Memorial is anything to go by this evening. 90 seconds away from wrapping things at Hattrick. Addington result there, 8-5-4-6. All of the dividends are on your screen. We'll head to you, Rozzo, and yeah, we're about to wrap things up with dog number 4, Lovin' the Mix, the ex-Aussie dog. 1 start in New Zealand, and that was for a win here at Hattrick.
Hey Mark, I thought it was a very moderate win, just broke 18 seconds after an okay trial behind Elite Dose. I'm probably being a bit hard on it because, to be fair, this is a very open Class 3 race, and frankly I haven't got the faintest idea what's going to go on here. I have no idea. If I was doing my picks again, knowing that Loving the Mix is down 0.9 of a kilo, then I'd put her higher. I've gone 9, 6, 2 and 4 with no conviction whatsoever. But I would push Loving the Mix higher, down 0.9, because she's starting to get more towards the weight where she was winning in Australia, so I think that's a good thing. Sum of rugs here, option 932, $1.85, under 12.5, over 12.5. But I do not know what's going to happen here. Now, when you throw to me normally for a race, I'll have some idea of what's going to happen. Now, half the time it won't be right, but I'll at least be confident about pretending I know. This, I don't know. And I've gone for a dog that I thought I would never tip from box 8 in the world, and that's Empty Bank, because it's not its box draw at all. It has flipped a win from there before, but it's not its go, and it's slow out. But I just think there's going to be trouble in the race. So I thought Empty Bank could run past some trouble. Now, there's been some specking on it on the tote at 390. I wouldn't go near that. Bookies were giving 750. They've just tightened it to 7. So I'd definitely go the book and go each way on Empty Bank. Hope there's some trouble in the race and hope that she gets past it, and she could. But as I say, not a great deal of conviction. Peacock Princess won on Monday from box 6. Ritza Rose not fast out but can run into this. Loving the Mix might be heading in the right direction. Sean Baby hasn't won at Class 3 before. Royal Rama's only one run back from an injury. Mana Rama likes it closer in. There's a reason why they all can't win. Race 12, Palamountain Scientific Nutrition. To finish the night, Ruarama, Popstar, Rocket Show and Baby Manu Rama. Second line is Ritza Rose, Loving the Mix, Peacock Princess and Empty Bank, green and white. And Empty Bank is a $4 favourite on the tote. Let's see what unfolds here in the last. Just about set. Racing, Ruarama beating out the inside and getting out well was Manu Rama right across the outside trying to get across them. Then we've got Ritza Rose pushing through. Well, let's go on to the lead, should win. Ritza Rose here from Manu Rama. That would be followed through then by Popstar Rocket. Empty Bank is starting to run on. Further back in the race we've got Ruarama back with that for Show and Baby. Down they come and Ritza Rose will score from Manu Rama. Followed across there. Getting into third would have been Popstar Rocket. Peacock Princess would have been next to go by. Back and behind them would have been Loving the Mix. Beside that was Empty Bank. Ruarama was back and Show and Baby might have beaten that in. Ritza Rose the 2 and the late money came with it because it started a 460 favourite right on the hop here and it hopped out reasonably well. Manu Rama, tried to call Ruarama to start with. Manu Rama jumped out well, but Ritza Rose got underneath it. Manu Rama got to second. Popstar Rocket ran on. And the others headed in by Peacock Princess. Ritza Rose makes it 5 for Lisa Ahern for the night. And clocks a good time too, 17.67. It's very, very cold out there. 7.04 the leader. Run home of 10.63. 1 1/4 lengths by 1 3/4 lengths by 3 3/4 lengths here. Ritza Rose getting back on the sprint races and running on, and she got to the lead at the first bend, and it was Good Night by Nitro burst out of Midnight Flare. Dev Gadd owns Lisa Ahern trains at Palmerston North. She won 4 of the New Zealand Racing Series sprints and she bags a 5th win for the night in the last with Ritza Rose. And John McInerney bagged 3 tonight too. And that is us from here. I think we've got everything covered. So on behalf of the team, directed by Rebecca Sharp, we'll bid you a very good evening here from Hattrick. Plenty of the team heading down to Trentham for Jumps Day tomorrow, so all the best to them. I hope they get a fine day. We know it'll be cool, but a bit of sunshine would be nice. On behalf of the team here, bid you a very good night from Hattrick.
And good evening to you, Rozzo, and your thanks to our team making their way to Upper Hutt for tomorrow's meeting at Trentham. Parliamentary handicap on the flat, Wellington Hurdles and Steeplechase Day. It's going to be a great day at Trentham. Ruakaka as well, and a turbo terminating pick 6 across those. Race 8 from Alexandra Park is next tonight though, Friday night at Alexandra Park. It continues after this on TAB Trackside 1. Friday night continues here on TAB Trackside 1. We've got a couple of races to come in from Alexandra Park. We'll be taking a race from Melton and also from Bathurst in New South Wales before we turn our attention to the Singapore simulcast tonight coming out of Kranji in Singapore. But it's to Alexandra Park we go next ahead of race number 8 on the card, the Mitavite Trot. 2,200 metres to kick off a TAB double. Big field this leg of the double. Second leg's only got the 5 runners in it with a few scratchings, including Cyclone Kate, a late one coming out earlier this evening. The Almighty Johnson favourite, the son of Majestic Sun, who got things wrong at the Death Rally last week with not too long left to run. Prior to that, a couple of second placings, so looking to break through here today out to $3 fixed odds, $3.30 on the tote. The runner in shop there's the favourite. Back with you, Craig, as we get that Wanganui result on screen too, wrapping up the last.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Ritza Rose 481.70 beat Manurama at 230 and Popstar Rock at 290. Quinellas 33.20, 273 trifecta 516.10 in the first four. And the last 273 and 6, $3,169 with 443 carried forward to the bonus weekend. The doubles paid 17.40, concession 19.90. The last treble there tonight 8, 3 and 2, $1,420.50. Quaddy there tonight, not struck, 3,166, and place 6 was $212.40. The last at the Wanganui Hounds, meeting 9, race number 12, taken out by the black and white stripe of Ritza Rose. Harness racing, Mark, across the Tasman, just looking through Albion Park. Tomorrow night, 7:41, Gentle Western from the Rasmussen team goes round tomorrow night, of course. Been in great form, winner of 2 of his last 3 starts, placed 3rd last time out. He goes round race number 2 tomorrow night at Albion Park. Of course, it's their winter carnival over there. Great racing in the last few weeks. Hug the Wind goes round in race number 5, the Derby, from barrier number 4. Now he takes on Meningate, who was super in winning last start. They changed the gear last week with him. They put the blinds on him, got him out of the gate to lead. He was just too strong for them. Good front runner. Meningate from barrier 2 takes on Hug the Wind. Burning a Hole in My Pocket follows out Meningate from the second row with Kate Gath aboard. That's a great field. And the former Kiwi, My Kiwi Mate, will start from 4 the second row. That's the Gold Coast Derby race number 5, and that'll be at 9:13 tomorrow night. And of course the Oaks race number 7 will kick off at around about 12 minutes past 10. My Lucky Bells are ballot, so Linda Lovegrace will start from barrier number 2. Shane Graham will take the drive for the Rasmussen team. Fight for Glory will follow it out from the second row. She'll start near enough favourite here. Good field this. Got the likes of Morton Plains, stablemate of Meningate, who was good winning last week. It starts outside Fight for Glory 3 the second row, and you've got Kiwi Katy Perry in there, last start winner, better than special. Nice field this. $100,000 Queensland Oaks, 12 minutes past 10 tomorrow night from Albion Park. Well worth watching. Kiwis have a strong part to play there. Josh Dickey drives La Maitre D, and our next here at Alexandra Park, this is what he had to say. Josh La Maitre D got a well-deserved win last start. You got away with it in front and trotted perfectly, and that won of the race. A little bit different tonight, stepping up to the 1 to 2 win horses though.
Yeah, it is a wee bit. There's some nice wee trotters in here, and look, she's got the manners on her side, and she'll trot away, and she'll give you a good place hope.
Yeah, she's got great manners. Probably a few better in this race, to be fair. She's reliant on a few making mistakes, I'm sure, La Maitre D, but she's one of those horses that, you get 100% foolproof manners with her, and that got her win last start. Pretty slow sectionals, though, 256. They'll go considerably quicker here, I would suggest. Now, there's been a few spec hearing through from Sal at the racing desk. He's doing a wonderful job, passing on all the information to us. A couple of thousand on Gintares at 7. And then another 1,500 at 550. Money for the Almighty Johnson, and rather significant bet, 500 on the outsider of the field, Idle Air, at around about $26. So the bookmakers, I suggest, are having a relatively good night tonight. A few favourites have been beaten, and a couple of favourites have got home, but I think they'll end up at this stage on the pretty right side of the ledger, I would suggest. And with one race left to go, the Almighty Johnson at $3 favourite in our trot. I marked them Mighty Sunny on top here for the teasers. I thought probably would have won last week at Cambridge. Galloped into the passing lane when travelling quite nicely. He's not foolproof yet, but I do believe he's each way here at around about $8 on the tote, runner number 9. The Almighty Johnson has to go in. I thought the Sky Rocks from barrier number 1 at $12, certainly one to consider, and Terraskova for luck chin, suited to the 2200. Strike rate's not great, only winning 2 from 37, but she's always thereabouts. One of those ones that trots away, likes to run on the speed, and like Luck does with Djokovic and a few of others trotters, always puts them near the top of the field, and never far away at the end of these short distance races. For me, it's 9 on top to beat 11, 1 and 7. 9 on top to beat 11, 1 and 7. Aaron's with 11, 7, 4 and 1. 11, 7, 4 and 1. Aaron, did you catch the State of Origin on Wednesday night? Those mighty Maroons. Man, were they good.
Wasn't that something special, eh? Yeah, what, eight players over 30 years old, and yeah, to do that to New South Wales Rugby League, haven't New South Wales got something to work on for the next series? But it's just been a great 10 years with Mel on top. It was his 55th birthday there too on Wednesday, and he's won 9 of 10 series. Mel being the coach there with the Mighty Maroons on Wednesday night. Great game, certainly was. 11, 7, 4 and 1. The Almighty Johnson will give him another chance. The Majestic Sun Gelding Manners will be the key with most of these. The 7, Terraskova, she's been racing well enough to consider a chance here. Allingham, he was a very good run, 6.5 lengths off Barry when last produced. That was after his maiden victory over this short course of 2,200 metres. Andrew Vent for David and Claire McGowan. He's a nice type by Peckers a Spur Allingham. And the Sky Rocks blew it last time, a nice winner 2 starts ago. 11, 7, 4 and 1 in the Mitavite Trot over the 2,200 metres.
Thanks, Aaron. Of course, the Mighty Warriors too. George Simon's favourite team go round over the weekend. I think they play Melbourne. So, something to look forward to on the weekend. They play at Mount Smart. I think it's 4 o'clock. The Vodafone Warriors up against the Melbourne Storm this weekend. Of course, I think they're sitting inside the top 8. The Warriors at the moment in around about 7th position. And a few backing up for Melbourne. I think Cooper Cronk will be backing up for his team after having a super game on Wednesday night, and that 50-point win over the New South Wales Blues. $3 here for the Almighty Johnson, $2.70 on the tote. Gintare's been backed in here for Richard Brosnan, $4.80 on the book, and 7 Terraskova. They're your top 3 favourites for the 9th tonight, or the 8th tonight at Alexandra Park, the Mitavite Handicap Trot. Here's Aaron with a call on race number 8.
And the square gate has come up for the Mitavite Trot over the 2,200 metres, the second to last out of Alexandra Park. The Almighty Johnson, $2.70 to run the favourite. Tony Hurley, one of 4 horses on an unruly draw here. Starter Frank Phelan looks over the line. Barrier Strand releases, and they're off and trotting. Off stride Idle Lear. The Almighty Johnson makes a safe beginning, as to Mighty Sunny and also Rocky 6. The only one to blow the start, Idle Lear. Terraskova up to the lead with La Maitre D as they work on to the stables corner. Dauntless in third, followed by Mum's a Star, then Allingham, the Sky Rocks, and the Almighty Johnson as Rocky 6 will gallop around the stables corner. Gintara's back in the field with Mighty Sunny, and a long margin away now to Rocky 6, who's back down and trotting, 10 lengths off the back of Mighty Sunny and a further 10 away to Idle Air. Trotting into the back and striding clear, Terraskova by 2, La Maitre D. The Almighty Johnson strides up with purpose on the outside for the Iceman Tony Hurley, looking for the top with the favourite. Allingham's got the favourites back at this stage for Andrew Vent, back on the inside Dauntless, then the Sky Rocks around My Mum's a Star and Gintara's lead time in 48.7 as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Further back in the field then to Mighty Sunny, Rocky 6 and Idle Air. So coming across the top and galloping there, La Maitre D and also Terraskova gallop. So the Almighty Johnson around to lead. Allingham trying to clear the gallop of Terraskova in the centre. Will do so now. Dauntless now saloons up to trail. The Sky Rocks caught out 3 wide. My Mum's a Star on the inside, then Gintara's there, followed further back in the field then to La Maitre D. Mighty Sunny's lost touch with the group. Rocky 6 is off stride again, and out the back Idle Air, 31 and 4 the opening quarter, a circuit left to go. The Almighty Johnson leads by a length. Ellingham and Andrew Vent sitting parked, and Dauntless a lovely run in the trail for Brett Edwards. Away from the inside, My Mum's a Star and Brent Mangos pushing Terrace Cover up the track for Lark Chin. La Maitre D and Joshua Dickey on the inside of This Guy Rocks and Simon Lawson. Gintaris, Richard Brosnan, second quarter 33. I'd say they're the winning chances. 6 or 7 lengths away, Mighty Sunny. The Almighty Johnson through the back, a length Ellingham. Dauntless in the trail, then Terrace Cover. My Mum's a Star still arguing over the same piece of territory. La Maitre D about to get on the inside of that pair. Then This Guy Rocks and Gintaris off the back. The Almighty Johnson, will he keep it all together tonight? Hurley strides him away a length and a half. Dauntless Ellingham, My Mum's a Star, La Maitre D, Terrace Cover, This Guy Rocks and Gintaris 29 and 2 the back straight quarter. As the Almighty Johnson to come for home. Dauntless off its back. My Mum's a Star to the outside, and La Maitre D. The Almighty Johnson leads a length. Dauntless, La Maitre D on the passing lane. Down the outside, My Mum's a Star. Gintaris late. The Almighty Johnson, he'll keep in his gate the whole way tonight, and he's a winner. The Almighty Johnson breaks through for a well-deserved maiden victory. La Maitre D for second. They were followed in then by the next across then was Gintaris. Then came My Mum's a Star, followed by Dauntless. This Guy Rocks, Terrace Cover back in the field. Then Ellingham. They were followed then by Rocky 6, Mighty Sunny and Idle Air. Of course, it's a second win. The Almighty Johnson has been doing a few things wrong. He keeps it all together tonight for the Iceman, and he'll secure that second victory at start 13 tonight. Ross Johnson, Janine Cole, CC and Mrs. MF Johnson, the owners. The Iceman gets the best out of him. La Maitre D proving the maiden victory was no fluke. Up for second. Gintaris running home nicely for third in front of Dauntless to make up the first four in the Mightified Trots.
Official placings, race 8, the Mightified Trot. 11.63.251. 11.63.251. Horse 11, the Almighty Johnson, trotted the 2,200 metres from a stand in 253.22. It's a mile rate of 26.7. Last 859.9, the 430.7. The margins 1.5 lengths, a neck 1 length. 11.63.251, race 8, the Mightified Trot.
Aptly taken by the Mightified sponsored Rainsman 2. He'll bring the black Mightified bike back into the victory circle with the Almighty Johnson. Raced by Ross Johnson, Janine Cole, CC and Mrs. MF Johnson. Tony Hurley, the trainer-driver out of Papakura. Tony also the Woodland stud. Sponsored Rangeman back into the victory circle. Auckland Trotting Club steward Murray Goldsworthy down there. Part of the victory celebrations with the Almighty Johnson, too strong in race 8. Bred by Ross Johnson, the majestic son into bank, 3-year-old bay gelding. 6 La Maitre D, Love You, perfect done on 6-year-old bay mare for B.E. Marshall and DJ Edwards. Brett Marshall trained at QMU, Joshua Dickey. 3 Gintaras up for third. The great success, Lovely Amber, 5-year-old bay gelding, raced by Mrs. J.L. Brosnan and R.J. Magnus. Richard Brosnan, the trainer-driver from Ardmore. 11, the Almighty Johnson, 270 and a 170, 270 and $1.70. 6 La Maitre D, $4.70, 4.70, and 3 Gintaras, $2.10 to 10. Quinella returns $19.70, 19.70. Trifecta $182.40, 182 and 40, and the first four $3,027, $3,027.
terminating quaddie in Melbourne. If you've been following the Melbourne Trots tonight at Tabcorp Park, Melton, that was the second leg. The third and fourth legs of that terminating quaddie will be back over on TAB Trackside 2. You can catch that action. The money has to be won. We've got a couple of international races before we get you off to the meeting at Alexandra Park to wrap it all up tonight under the ribbon of light. We've got this one from Bathurst, and that'll be followed by the first from Singapore tonight out of Kranji. We'll take the coverage from there. But it's Bathurst next. We'll take a break, and on the other side, we'll have you on track in New South Wales. TAB Trackside 1, good to have your company for a Friday night. We've got some international racing coming in shortly from Bathurst, and then we're off to Singapore for our first on the card before we take you back to Alexandra Park and wrap it all up there tonight. Tomorrow night's action comes in from Albion Park in terms of harness racing, with the Group 1 running of the Queensland Oaks featuring Fight for Glory and Linda Lovegrace, the two which quinelled the Gold Coast Oaks in supreme fashion there for the Purden-Rasmussen combination, and some good undercard races too, with some all-stars Kiwis and some former Kiwis as well at Albion Park. Sunday, the meeting comes in from Oamaru, so take note, the local meeting at Oamaru. So plenty to come. On the Gallop side of things, of course, big jumps day at Trentham tomorrow. If you're in the area, get along to Upper Hutt. And Ruakaka will make up the turbo terminating pick 6 with Trentham. More information, tab.co.nz. That second leg of the quaddie from Melton, the numbers were 6, 4, 7 and 5. 6 Beach Star pays $6.70 and $1.70 over number 4 McNiven $1.30 and 7 Up and Atom $1.60. 4 and 6 $3.50, 6, 4, 7 $52.90, and the first 4 6, 4, 7 and 5 $379.80 on the second leg of the turbo quaddie, or the terminating quaddie there at Melton, 10,000 in that pool. Race 6 here at Bathurst has a really short favourite in number 1, Hall Night Party, in the hands of Matt Rue. It's at $1.30 fixed odds, $1.40 on the tote. This horse has had the 2 starts, and they've been for a win at Dubbo with Matty Rue driving, won by 2 lengths on its debut. Second up was second here at Bathurst to Grenier Girl. That was a brilliant performance that day too, over the 1730. Again gets the pole draw had barrier 2 for both of those starts, so comes in a touch to the pole marker. It's at $1.40 on the tote, heavily backed, All Night Party, the filly by Modern Art out of Meadow Foam. Next, 2 best backed runners are number 2 Len Mac and number 5 Slice of Paradise. On track we go to Kevin Thompson. He's gone 1, 9, 2 and 5. We're at Bathurst and Singapore, race number 1. They'll follow.
About to move up now. Oh. Now being called forward here, All Night Party, the inside gate. Len Mac alongside of it is coming forward now. Moving up is Edwardian in the centre. Len Mac comes up. Gates moving off here now. Slice of Paradise coming up out wide with Oppie's Atmar, and moving forward with those is Timmy May, Pedro's Joy, second line Swift Approval and Dugan. So we look to be set now, approaching the start at the 1730 metres, and they'll soon be away. All ready. They're off. Favourite begins well. All Night Party is going to lead. Len Mac got away with it though and is going to look for the front. Len Mac's going to cross the favourite All Night Party and go clear. Swift Approval from the back line got through to be 3 back the inside. Trunky Gas going up on the outside. And then deeper on the track was Timmy May, and the run down the side of the track. Slice of Paradise was going forward deep on the track. In behind those, Dugan got a pretty good run through from the second line. A gap then to Edwardian getting back the third last. Oppie's Atmar second last up on the inside of Pedro's Joy. Around the home turn though, and Len Mac will lead the way from the favourite All Night Party, who'll sit on its back, and coming up third the outside Timmy May, and even deeper out pressing on a Slice of Paradise. At first quarter 31.1 a Slice of Paradise sat outside of Len Mac. All Night Party on the leader's back. Timmy May is 1 out, 1 back. Swift Approval 3 back the inside. Trunky Gas 3 back the outside. A length away then to fairway off them is Edwardian going out of the straight, and back with it is Dugan, who's back at the tail of the field in company with Pedro's Joy. Heading into the back, 31.1 was the first quarter, wasn't very quick at all, and as they come past the 800 metres, they go through this second quarter in only 32. So it's a 63.1 half. Odds-on favourite in behind the leader will need a run when the sprint lane comes up, and as they head down the back, it's Len Mac by a half a length. Sitting second without cover still is Slice of Paradise. All Night Party third, the pegs. Timmy May 1-1. Here's a quick move from the back now, and taking off is Pedro's Joy. Goes around 3 wide. Swift Approval 3 back the pegs. Trunky Gus 3 back in the middle, and then on the inside is Dugan. A long way off them too is Oppie's Atmar, and back at the tail of the field is Edwardian, leaving the back straight. That third quarter 30.7 hasn't been a fast run race. This leader still held together. Len Mac got the favourite on his back. All Night Party about to get the sprint lane. Slice of Paradise the outside. Swift Approval behind them, also held up around the turn, heading for the judge Len Mac. The run comes for the favourite though. All Night Party gets right through on the inside. Out deep on the track is Timmy May running on, but All Night Party dash to the lead. Timmy May giving chase, but All Night Party scores. 3 quarters Timmy May up on the pegs late. Dugan got through, I'd say, to get third in front of Len Mac, Swift Approval and Pedro's Joy. Behind those runners then getting back was Oppie's Atmar in company with Edwardian. Now the last couple to arrive, and the last quarter was 28.1, the mile rate 21.2.
With a powerful run up the sprint lane, number 1, All Night Party. That's win number 2 at start number 3. As Kevin Thompson's called them across there at Bathurst, 1, 6, 10 and 2 on race number 6, with 2 races to come out of Bathurst on the meeting code of 21, and those will be on TAB trackside 2. But in the 6th event, the numbers were 1, 6, 10 and 2. Next up for us, it's the first from Singapore, and the opener is on the polytrack on the meeting code of 18. That'll be swiftly followed by the last at Alexandra Park. That's due just 6 minutes after the first at Singapore, so make sure you do get your money on there. We'll take a break, and when we come back on trackside 1, it's our opener from Singapore. Race card coming out of Singapore tonight, just the 9, so take note of that. And our first event is on the poly track, and it's on the meeting code of 18. And now all of the Singapore meetings will be on meeting code 18, and Hong Kong on the meeting code of 19. The first is over 1,000, kicks off a double, and you see the favourites in the Tiaka colours. Dr. Octopus for Mark Walker and Manuel Nunez. It is the 360 Totalect, 350 on fixed odds. It's on top for Matt Jones as we join him and the Singapore team.
At the Emirates Singapore Derby, the track looks in fantastic condition. The turf has been mowed as you would expect, but no racing on the turf tonight. 28 degrees, Polly. Looking forward to bringing you the coverage. And the first race, fellas, coming up in 4 minutes.
Yes, I can tell you're excited about it as well, Matt, as they head off towards the start. We're about 4 minutes away from start time. 28 degrees and good for the poly track. So they're moving around towards the barriers. Looking forward to the second race here. Gareth, I don't think we've seen too many stars at the trials, but we do have 6 newcomers. Confacet, Guilt Complex, Lucky Lincoln, Raj Poot, and Spirit 7, so only 5 newcomers in actual fact, but always good for connections, owners and trainers. A bit of excitement leading into their first run because you can trial them, you can track work them, you can do everything with them, but you really don't know until they get to the races. So exciting time, and wish everyone well in race number 2.
Yeah, agreed, and they can show you a lot in the training tracks, a lot at the trials as well, and sometimes they don't deliver. So let's hope that all expectations are met this evening. Some lovely horses going around in the second, and it will be interesting to see how they go. I think that Mr. Jackson, though, of the race runners, looks to be probably one of the leading contenders with number 1 Mighty Glory from the Patrick Shaw yard. So a big weekend here, but we've got Friday to get through. Craig, anything else, any other races that maybe caught your eye? I thought the 5th was quite a nice race. It's a pity that Ghost is scratched in the 7th, but race 8 also looks good with Cashbox and the General looking to fight things out there.
Yeah, hopefully the General can get the job done there. I thought in race 3, number 1, Mr. Whittaker might be the best of the night, back to 1,200 metres in the poly track. I just don't think he's quite a 1,400 metre turf horse at the moment from last time, and he still ran okay behind Rusty Brown. The danger in that race looks to be Scout Dunn. It's won a Class 5 and a Crown GD. It's up to a Class 4 here tonight, so it is harder, but its barrier trial on the 30th of June was excellent, absolutely cruised home. So I'm a little concerned with Scout Dunn, but I do think Mr. Whittaker's quite a nice horse, and I've labelled him as the best of the night, race 3, number 1.
Just getting back to Scout Dunn, I can tell you his track work has just been exceptional for him. It's really been forward, it's really been strong, and if you went purely on track work, he's a major contender as well.
He was struggling a little bit early doors, but now he's gone into the Leslie Coo yard. He's just absolutely flying, Scout Dunn. So Leslie's found the key to him, and he shoots for 3 straight in race number 3.
I spoke to Leslie about Ghost. I went to find out exactly what extent the damage was or how bad Ghost was, and he says it's just a precautionary measure. He's a little bit sore, and he'd rather just err on the side of caution.
Yes, and he was to carry 59 or 58 and a half, something heavy anyway later on, so it probably wouldn't have been conducive to a good result if he had gone around with any sort of niggling tendon type injuries. Ghost, so he's not joining us in race number 7 here tonight. He is a scratching, so the official reason for his scratching, painful left 4 tendon. So I think with a high weight in a fairly pressurised sort of a race, I think they've made the right move there if there's any doubts whatsoever.
Craig, there's been a lot of support for Dr. Octopus. He's come into $17 from that opening call of 21s. The 4 Pro Chandroso has been very stable. He's at $20. And a horse that's gone out is Super Spur. He's gone out to $33. No other real market movers, so to speak, but it looks like Dr. Octopus, well, look at him now. He's currently at $15. So punters really going with this guy. He's just being, the saddle's being adjusted at the start. Number 1, Dr. Octopus. And he's a leading contender here. So he's the favourite, number 1 at $15. Next best is the 4 Pro Chandroso, $22. The 2 Super Spur is at $34. Number 10 Pure White is $39. If you back the 7 Always a Winner and he wins, you'll get $44 about him. And the last horse in double figures is horse number 6 Rory, who's trading at $48. The win, $132 and better bar those 6 quoted runners. It's the first of what looks an extremely exciting weekend here at the Singapore Turf Club, and they're starting to load up. Any final thoughts, Craig?
I think the betting's pretty strong here for Dr. Octopus. I'd expect him to run a good race. Laboured the point a little bit about Probo Chandro, so he can certainly win, but $21 about a horse that hasn't won for more than 3 years, or just on 3 years, is a little bit of a concern. But he's at $21, and certainly a much better run from him last time, and there are reasons for him to run a good race here. Naresh Juggler, one of them, but last time he had gate number 1 and got a world perfect run, and couldn't quite get the job done. And this is Godspeed. Obviously he hasn't looked at the form guide, because you don't want to be having these sort of manners when you're not particularly quick, Gareth.
No.
Trainers, owners can put up with it when they're a war affair. Not that he's a bad horse at the gates by any stretch of the imagination, but the horses that are, got no ability and still want to act like this, their futures are limited.
And I'd also be careful, because John Pepe, if he walks up, there's big trouble. Oh, there goes John now, I think. So, not nice to see, but he needs to behave himself. So the team at the start, Craig, they're very experienced, very professional. They'll sort him out quick. And if he misbehaves too much, he'll be out.
Yes, he will be. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens here with Godspeed. So the big boys of Singapore racing over at the start, Matt and John, linking arms behind Godspeed, and they'll win the day. They'll win the day.
Don't mess with JP. So he's in. That's it. Our favourites now at $14, 21 about the 4 Pro Chandroso, the 2 Super Spurs at $31, 10 Pure White is $43 a win, and finally the 7 Always a Winner at $44. It's up to Matt Jones to call them home for the first of the evening.
Right, Gareth, so here we go with the first on Derby weekend. Friday night action coming from Singapore as usual. Of course, next week with a public holiday in Singapore on the Friday, we're racing during the day. Now, Always a Winner moves up for Reuven. We've got Pure White to go forward. Live in Hope as well. Still Bank on Me, Dr. Octopus, Powerful Fighter, Loyalty's Angel, and Probo Shenroso to go forward as well. It's $14 for Nunez's mount. I guess when Maria left Singapore, it was he was the king of the late money. It all seemed to go on Maria, and once Maria was no longer here, it seemed to be...
Unfortunately, Singapore's had its time. They've had some significant problems getting those horses in. We'll have a full replay for you as soon as this one from Alexandra Park is done and dusted. But our last New Zealand race, we'll head back to you, Craig. Just a small field lining up here in the last.
Yeah, Mark, thank you for that. We might get to John Dunn, because they've got a very strong hand in the last. They've got 2 of the 5 runners. First of all, we'll talk about Return to Sender. You've got 2 in the last in a 6-horse field, so you've got a third of the field. Let's talk about Return to Sender first. I thought last week, probably a little bit of victim circumstances at the 400-metre mark. Without that check, might have won that race.
Yeah, saying they probably would have won that race is sort of cost them valuable ground and sort of momentum at the wrong time. So I was actually wrapped there. He picked himself back up and got going again to run third. So that was a pleasing run last week.
Geisha Girl, on the other hand, has been taking on the likes of Sevilla Patrol, and it's probably a drop back in class for her tonight. Looking at her sectionals last week, quite outstanding. Run them at 55.7. Just again against those tighter assessed horses tonight, it's probably a little bit easier, but when you look at the field, the other 5 not bad.
Yeah, lovely field, but she's actually surprised us the whole trip, this horse, and sort of keeps stepping up everything we give her. So I think there's a wee bit of a drop back in class. They sort of raced 55 halves, not really her go, so she didn't go too bad last week, and there's actually not much between Return to Sender and this one, so it was a hard choice.
So there's John Dunn's thoughts. There's not much between them. A little bit on the tote. 270, 220 with Return to Sender. Getting 480 with Geisha Girl if you want to back her. 430 on the tote. 5-horse field. Of course, the late scratching here of Cyclone Kate, runner number 2, unfortunately out. It's brought this field down from 6 to 5. She came out around about 8 o'clock this evening, Cyclone Kate. So I thought Return to Sender, Geisha Girl, Fizzy Lizzie, they're my top 3. Runners 4, 7 and 5 for me in the last. 4, 7 and 5. Can tell you, hearing through from the sports desk, 2 horses they're backing in the last are the stablemates Geisha Girl and also Return to Sender. Can tell you the will pace in the last quaddie tonight at Alexandra Park with Moment of Truth, Fiery Lustre and the Almighty Johnson. Return to Sender 826, 1400 for Fizzy Lizzy, 2600 Rocker Band, 1200 Geisha Girl and 1604 for God Forbid. Very tactical affair the last, only the 5 runners. God Forbid's very quick off the gate. Return to Sender I'm sure will go forward. Be an interesting race to last for the final time here at Alexandra Park. The Alabar Mobile pace over the 2200 metres. Here's
Into the lane they come. Alabar Mobile pacing behind the Alabar Arm. Green light up. And they're off and racing in the last. Return to Sender. Geisha Girl, though, will show the most gate speed and take over in the initial run down to the judge with 2 to go. So Geisha Girl backing up out of the Winter and Thames Cup. She works on to the stables corner away by 3. Return to Sender. The stablemate nestles in for the nice run in the trail. They're followed then by Fizzy Lizzy and James Stormont. She's in 3rd. Jimmy looking to bookend the program tonight. Back and forth as Rocker Band and the Jones boy Mark Jones and God Forbidden Jabbernathi the last. Up into the back and Geisha Girl getting on with the work nicely in front. She's away 3.5 over Return to Sender. Fizzy Lizzy. Rocker Band in 4th, and 5th and last is God Forbid. The lead time posted in 45.5. So although she's got the lead margin out to 2.5, she's got a very comfortable lead, Geisha Girl. She leads by 2 as she comes off the back and sweeps across the showgrounds turn. Over Return to Sender, the Mark III gelding. He's got the run in the trail. Fizzy Lizzy, the McArdle mare. She's in midfield 3rd, followed up by Rocker Band, the Rock and Roll Hanover filly, and half sister too. Return to Sender back 2nd last, and last is God Forbid, a mare by El Sue. But Geisha Girl, the Badlands Hanover mare, works down the lane, 33 and 3 the opening quarter. Return to Sender, he's getting up on the nickel in the trail, and in behind Fizzy Lizzy comes away from the markers. God Forbid onto her back, and Rocker Band the last at the judge with a circuit left to go. And Mangos, he's had all the terms his own way in front. Stables corner the final time tonight. Return to Sender's got the back of its stablemate. It's just going to be a sprint home. Fizzy Lizzy the outside. Rocker Band and God Forbid 1-1 back last and 6 lengths off Geisha Girl. 30.9 the second quarter. A Geisha Girl into the back. Over Return to Sender, who's still had that perfect run in the trail. Up on the outside, Fizzy Lizzy. She's inching closer in park. God Forbid 1-1 around Rocker Band as they pace to the end of the back straight. A Geisha Girl to the showgrounds turn, final time tonight. From up on the outside in second, Fizzy Lizzy. Return to Sender will wait the passing lane. The back straight quarter posted in 29.3. Then God Forbid Rocker Band. Geisha Girl, Mangos is swinging on her as she comes to the corner. It's going to be a rip up the home straight here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park, and Geisha Girl swings. Return to Sender, then Fizzy Lizzy, God Forbid. Geisha Girl by 2. Return to Sender's off her back. Geisha Girl going great guns. Back from the Winter and Thames Cup, back into this company. Mangos, a wonderful win in the last. Great drive to beat out Return to Sender. God Forbid up for 3rd. Fizzy Lizzy Rocker Band, 246.7. 27.6 was the final quarter, and the last half in 56.9. And Mangos, he got away with pedestrian terms once he got the lead. He got a lead time of 45.5, a first quarter of 33.3, coming back from racing Savia Patrol and alike in the Winter and Thames Cups. You give her sectionals like that, you'll never beat her. They couldn't. Geisha Girl will take the last. Return to Sender. Fights on bravely for second. John Dunn in front of God Forbid. And Fizzy Lizzy to make up the first 4.
Official placings, race 9, the Alabar Mobile Pace, 74856, 74856. Horse 7, Geisha Girl, paced the 2200 metres in 246.83, mile rate of 2.2. Last 856.9, the 427.6. The margins, 1 3/4 lengths, a half neck, 2 3/4 lengths. 74856, race 9, Alabar Mobile Pace.
Fanfare for a Geisha Girl, picking up a performance incentive bonus tonight for the Westview Racing number 12 Syndicate. Robert Dunn picks up a winning double on the program, and Brent Mangos back at the head of the field with Geisha Girl, Badlands, Hanover Brown, 5-year-old mare. Out of On Sorcerer, Malabar Lodge Limited, the breeders, and Geisha Girl picks up her sixth victory. At start 36, her third victory under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. She's back at the head of the field. Auckland Trotting Club steward Paul Lowther down there, part of the victory celebrations. 4 Return to Sender in for a second. Mark 3, 4-year-old bay gelding at a mainland banner. Raced by I.D. Dobson. Robert Dunn trained at Wood End Beach, and John Dunn. And in for third, 8, God Forbid El Sue Hurricane Dance, a brown 4-year-old mare for WJW Anstis. Wayne Anstis trained at Cambridge and J. Abernathy. 7 Geisha Girl returns $4.30 and $2.10, $4.30 and $2.10. 4 Return to Sender, $1.20, $1.20 and 8. God Forbid No Third. Quinella, $3.90, $3.90. Trifecta, $25.90. $25.90 in the first 4, $53.30, $53.30. 11 and 7 in the double pays $7.70, $7.70. 11 and 4 concession, $1.20, $1.20. The final treble, 7, 11 and 7, $62.50, $62 and 50. And the final quaddie on the program tonight, 1 Moment of Truth, 7 Fiery Luster, 11 The Almighty Johnson, and 7 Geisha Girl, $1,289.30. $1,289.30. Place 6 tonight, $185.90, $185.90. We trust you've enjoyed your night's entertainment under the ribbon of light here at Alexandra Park for night 3 of Midwinter Christmas at the Races. The final night is next Friday night. We look forward to having your company for what should be another thrilling night's action here at Alexandra Park. Until then, Aaron White from the commentary box bidding you all a very good evening and a safe weekend.